It's a nice sunny 80-degree day on July 3rd in southeast Michigan here at Awaken Acres. And this is Sarah, and the chickens are enjoying a nice dust bath in the sun. But today I'm going to talk about the garden and what's going on in the garden. This is a makeshift gate. We have a compost pile. Every now and then we add some coffee grounds to it. And over here is compost in process. Not big enough pile for the so the chickens help stir it up. Here are some plants that are growing well in the nursery. Some elderberry and some American hazelnuts. Here are some Chinese chestnuts. And I also purchased some European hazelnuts this year, which are, some of them are grafted, so they're quite a bit bigger than the little American hazelnut seedlings down here. And what else do we have growing in the nursery? Lots and lots of Chinese chestnuts. And I also have some hybrid hazelnuts, which are doing well. Have them in pots until I'm ready to plant them out. There's a lilac, a white and purple one. And I have a few honey locusts. There's 3 that I haven't planted out yet. If I don't sell them, I'll plant them out. I have new ones started in pots by the house. And here's a couple of aronia. And there's also some curly willow. And these I will try to sell too. And if I don't sell them, I'll plant them in a nice wet spot. And there's just many things. Here's some river birch, very tiny. There's some leaves there suckering from the bottom. This one appears to be dead, but I'll leave it in a little longer just to see if it comes to life. More hybrid hazelnuts. Every now and then I have to check them, make sure the pots are straight. You get a raccoon every now and then, or a chicken running through here can mess them up. Here are some black locust seedlings. I'm keeping these to plant out because I only have a few. That's a nitrogen fixing tree. And some more elderberry. And they're even flowering already. Wow. I just grew these from cuttings this year and they're already flowering. And they smell amazing. And this is a little honeyberry. This is the variety Indigo Treat. And I just purchased this from Burnt Ridge Nursery this year. So I'm hoping to get some more honeyberries later this year to add to that. And now we're going to see what's going on with the garlic. We're done with the rhubarb, but it's doing well. It's growing, looking good. And we're also done harvesting asparagus. Now it's getting big ferns. The females will have berries on them, which are green. They'll turn red. There's a berry. And the males, this might be a male. The male ones do not have berries. Here are some newly planted kohlrabi and eggplant and broccoli and some bell peppers that my father gave me on Father's Day because he has a wonderful garden and he had too many plants. Hi, Sophia. There's Sophia.
A bug just flew in my eye.
I'm doing a little garden tour, Sophia.
Okay.
Oh,
going back in.
Okay, and here's our grapes. Let me see if I can show where some grapes are growing. I think these are the variety Niagara. And here's a few grapes. Looks like that one's not very filled out, but they're coming along okay. Here's some better ones. Those are looking pretty nice. Last year, some large wasps got to them before I could, and I wasn't going to argue with the wasps. So the wasps got the grapes. Hopefully this year, us humans will get them. Oh, there's a real nice bunch here. Right there. And chickens love grapes too, but I would like to save these for us humans. Okay. And here are some Jerusalem artichoke, also called sunchokes, and now they're taller than me. And soon they'll have small sunflower-like flowers, because they are in the sunflower family. And here are some more plants that my father donated to me, some tomatoes. Where are they? Early Girl and Jet Star. Here is our garlic patch, which I'm just starting to harvest. And not a moment too late. I'm a little late this year because I was tending to a sick rabbit, which unfortunately didn't make it after a couple of weeks of being sick. So I was too busy to harvest, but now I'm getting back to it. And this is how much I've harvested so far, and it looks great this year. I use the no-dig method, and I learned a lot from Charles Dowding's website, No Dig. He has a YouTube channel, and it's excellent. He explains things very thoroughly, and I would highly recommend watching his videos. And these are really nice and big this year. Here's a really large one. There's some a little bit smaller ones, but this year we're doing really good so far. And so they're really, when you do no dig, they're pretty much growing in compost. And Charles Dowding doesn't have weeds like I do, but they seem to do okay even with weeds. It's just not as pretty as his gardens. So I put the shovel about 5 inches away from the garlic so I don't cut into the garlic, and kind of point it down. Push it in about 6 inches. That's about how deep the garlic bulbs are. And pull, maybe a little more. Once you see the stalks move, then you know you can pull them up. Just loosen it up a little and grab and pull up gently. Give it a little shake the dirt off, and voila, there it is. And this is hard to do with one hand, but I usually wipe the extra dirt off. Shake the roots out, get it cleaned up a little bit. And then sometimes I rub it against some grass. This helps get the extra dirt off. It's just something I like to do. And then this is kind of a small one, so I put it in a small pile. The real large ones I save for replanting, because you want to replant, when you replant them, use the biggest bulbs. So that way you'll get a big, strong start. And I replant them in September and sometimes October. It's a good time in Michigan to plant these. Okay, so that's how you dig up garlic. It's very easy, no dig method. You can also do the dig method. It works fine. Garlic's very easy either way, but I think they grow better in compost. In the no dig method, I've found they get a lot larger. And if you wait too long, you might get slimy ones. Don't have one here, but yeah. This one was starting to get slimy. Can't really see it here, but it was getting a little pink and slimy. And that's because it was getting too wet. We had some torrential rains, and the ones in the middle got a little wet. And the ones on the ends did not. But most of these are in really good shape this year. And on to the raspberries. Hey, the raspberries are starting to ripen. Yay! Oh, look at that. I already picked some. This one's starting to get ripe. I just love raspberries. Oh no, what's this? What's happening to my raspberries? Oh, looks like a dying there. What's going on? Oh, what are these stripes here? Oh, it's a raspberry borer. Well, what we need to do to get rid of it's an insect that lays eggs in here, and then the larvae kill the plant. And it'll get worse and worse each year if you don't do something. So, what you do in June or July, which it is take your pruners, whoops, and go about, there's 2 rings around this plant. This is how I know it's a raspberry borer. There's a ring there and a ring there. And you want to go about 6 inches below the ring and cut that off. So I'm going to do that and get rid of those raspberry borers because we don't want them wrecking our plants. I'll snip it about right there. Okay. And I've read that these can go in the compost, so that's where I'll put it. And oh, there's another one. Look at that wilting raspberry. Goodness, but they still produce. Most of them are doing good. It's not killing the whole plant at once, but it will affect your production if you don't get rid of these pests. There's another wilting one. Goodness. Okay, well, what else is going on? I'm gonna set this down here. We also have somebody over here. This is our broody duck, Mrs. Poof. And she's sitting on fake eggs because I don't want her to have ducklings. I have too many ducks already. But I don't want her to be upset, so I just let her sit on fake eggs in the garden. And that way I know where she is. I put her inside every night so she's safe. And if I get too close, this is what happens. Makes a hissing sound. I don't want to bother her too much. But this is what broody ducks do. They'll kind of breathe heavy and make a hissing sound. She'll even attack me if I bother her too much. We go through this every night. And her name's Mrs. Poof. She's getting ready to attack. Oh no, because she's a domestic mallard from hatchery, and she has a little poof on top of her head. And so my daughter, Sophia, named her Mrs. Poof. Okay, so that is the end of today's video. Until next time.